Greetings everyone, my name is Reynolds, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Leviathan box and discussing its value, as well as whether or not you should buy it if you are a veteran player or a new player, and also talk a bit about where you can buy it to save some money. I am not sponsored by these guys, I simply used them myself because I found out it was a good way to save money on Warhammer, which is a very expensive hobby. In any case, in the Leviathan box, which is coming to pre-orders on the 10th, which is this Saturday, I'm recording this on the 7th. Seventh. Numbers and letters are weird when you don't speak the language normally. Anyways, this box is coming on pre-order this Saturday, and then it'll release 2 weeks after. You will probably need to be slightly fast to get your hands on one of these boxes. It sounds like Games Workshop have set up some new methods to make sure that scalpers will not just buy every single one of these. But if you want to buy from Games Workshop or a local game store, I would recommend you go there as soon as you can on the day to make sure that you're the first in line and you can get your hands on the box. Because I think this is going to go real fast and we don't know if it'll return or it'll be a limited print. So if you want to be absolutely sure you get your hands on this box, then go to your local game store or be ready at your computer on Saturday. So, in the box you'll get the core rulebook that will also contain the Crusade rules for the Leviathan campaign. You'll get a box of cards, or a deck of cards, that can be used for the primary mission play in Warhammer 40K. And then you get 2 small armies, one is Space Marines and the other are Tyranids. We don't know the point value of these, but we've seen a Combat Patrol video on Warhammer Plus where the entire box was not used. Assuming Combat Patrol is still roughly around 500 points, I know that swings wildly depending on which faction's Combat Patrol you get, but assuming the game we saw was roughly 500 points versus 500 points, then you're probably looking at somewhere around 750 to 800 points for both sides. So 800 points of Space Marines and then roughly 800 points of Tyranids. And all of this can be yours for the price of £150, which usually translate to 190 euros and roughly $210 because they mark up the price just a little bit for the US. I assume because of shipping, I don't know exactly. So the first question, is this worth getting? From a pure value standpoint, the easy answer here is yes. A Combat Patrol box is going to set you back like £90 or $120, and this box contains 2 Combat Patrols plus more. So you're probably getting roughly 50% off on the models in the box compared to buying them individually. Well, buying them individually in Combat Patrol boxes. If you were to buy every single unit here in their own box, you'd be saving like probably 150%. Well, not 150% because they would pay you money back. You get what I'm saying. Lot of value. Very good. Less money, more stuff. Nice. Now, if you are a Space Marine veteran player who has a lot of models, unless you just absolutely love the new sculpts, which they are great, they're good, then you might want to consider not getting the Leviathan box. Because out of the new stuff you're getting the new Lieutenant, but there's already like a billion different Lieutenants. You're getting the Inferno Squad, which is, that's going to be nice. You're going to get the Ballistus Dreadnought, and you're going to get the Gravis Apothecary. All the other guys, which are the Stern God veterans, the Terminators, the Librarian is what the word was. I was a Libby, whatever. The Librarian in Terminator armor, and the Captain in Terminator armor are all old sculpts that have been, retransformed into new ones, but you might already own those and don't really need new ones. So if you are a Space Marine player, I might consider not getting this box if you already have a lot of stuff. If you are a new Space Marine player, absolutely get this. Great value, very nice. And if you can split it with a friend, even better. For the Tyranid side, it's actually quite opposite. Well, not opposite. In any case, if you're a veteran Tyranids player, the only old models you'll be getting are all the Termagants. They are a new sculpt, but you will be getting, stuff you already potentially have a bunch of. But everything else, the Screamer Killer, the Nero Tyrant, the Barb Gaunts, the Winged Prime Tyranid, all of those models are new, and you'll probably want to add them to your army at some point anyways, and I'm fairly certain that even if you cut off all the Termagants and gave them to someone else, just, threw them out or gave them to someone, you'd still be getting good bang for your buck by buying this. Assuming you can sell the Space Marine parts to someone else. And as a new Tyranids player, this is obviously also amazing. So, the quick conclusion is, if you're simply looking for a value box, if you're new to Warhammer or splitting it with a friend, this box is great. Go ahead and get it. If you're a veteran Space Marine player, I might consider not getting it. If you're a new Space Marine player, go get it. If you're a veteran Tyranids player, I'd still go get this. Even if you are getting 20 Termagants, you already have, maybe 60 of them laying around. I mean, you can probably give them to someone else and you'll still make your bang for your buck. And then everything else is new. Amazing. Same goes for a new Tyranids player. Absolutely great for a new Tyranids player to pick up and play. So that is like the value proposition in general. Hopefully that helped up clear some of your thoughts, or if you're unsure about getting it. Now, £150, even if you are saving a lot of money, is still a lot of money. So here are a few things you can do to save yourself a few bucks. Specifically if you live in Europe but not in Britain. So, Britain did this thing called Brexit, and then they made some dumb financial decisions, and, well, short thing is that the pound is quite weak right now. You can see 1 per pound sterling equals 1.16 euros. Now, if we just take a look at the 5-year span here, we can see that it was up at like 1.20, and like, it's still, it's still high, but you see constant dips over here, and in any case, the pound is weaker than it has been in a very long time. And if we compare it to my local currency, you can see right now it's doing a big upswing, but if you look over time, it was almost 10, whereas now we're down to 8.5, and we were all the way down to less than 8.5. So the pound sterling is slightly weaker now than it has been before because of Brexit and all those other things. There is a website called On Tabletop. I am not sponsored or affiliated with this website, however, I have bought stuff from here before. Because they are located in Ireland, which is still part of the European Union, which means that you get to buy stuff for British pounds, but without having to pay tolls and taxes and import fees and all those things. On top of that, they also have a 20% discount on all Games Workshop products. So if Leviathan is £150 normally, you'll take 20% off of that, which is £30, so take it down to £120. Then on top of that, you're probably saving money compared to buying it for your local currency or in euros, because the pound sterling is currently weaker. So overall, you're probably looking at saving somewhere between 25 to 30%. And that's a pretty good deal. All of a sudden saving £45 on Leviathan. You get Leviathan for £110, that's amazing. So that's just a quick tip for those of you who are watching this video who are European citizens but don't live in Britain. And just to be absolutely clear, the reason why I say you should buy from On Tabletop and not from other UK-located games stores is because if you buy from there, then you'll have to pay tolls and fees and all those things because they deliver from England to wherever country you are in, whereas Ireland is still part of the European Union, and so you don't have to pay those taxes because of trade agreements. On a final note, if you want some special stuff, depending on where you pre-order it, whether it's on Games Workshop's website or Games Workshop local store or a third-party reseller, or rather third-party retailer, not reseller, you'll get some different pre-order bonuses. I don't consider these to be any value to consider. If you ask me, a student who doesn't have a lot of money, I'm buying from On Tabletop every single time, no matter what pre-order bonus I'm getting. If you have the money and you want something specific, like these tokens, then, look at this article and take a look at where you can get these things. But I just see them as nice bonuses from wherever you're buying your thing anyway. And yeah, get ready for Leviathan. These are the different times and dates for pre-order opening. I myself am personally not getting a box simply because I already have so much custodies I'm still building and painting. But if any of you guys are going to get a box, then I wish you the best of luck. I am sure there's going to be a lot of boxes, but they're also going to be selling out super fast. So yeah, I hope you get your hands on one. And if you do, then come back to this video and let me know. And until I see you again, I hope you have a wonderful time.